Yo, 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 we back. I'm back at it, man. Uh Initially I was gonna hold off and do this live tomorrow. I was gonna do this tomorrow, post it tomorrow, and get it out to y'all before the market opens Monday. But my it's just some real good information. And I know it's a lot of beginners out there that don't really know where to start in the market. So I, took my notes and prepared for this video about a week ago. And I wasn't gonna, like I said, I wasn't gonna release it until tomorrow. But I can't really hold on to it. I want to get it out there. So when Monday comes, everybody that viewed this video, um, you'll be set up and ready to go. And if you're not set up and ready to go, you'll at least have this video to come back and reference whenever it's time, whenever you are ready to, start your investing career. Um, and for sure, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell down there so you can get notified any and every time I go live and share some more content on my channel. Uh, and I want y'all to bear with me. I'm not all tech savvy. You know what I'm saying? I'm still like kind of old school. I actually like write my notes down. I don't put them in my iPad or my phone or nothing. I'm gonna try to get into that. Maybe the presentation will be a little smoother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I'm still adjusting. This is just my second video. So yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all, man. And before I get into it today, before I get into any investment stuff, man, I just want to share something with y'all, man. So today I buried my grandmother today, and I thought that up until the funeral, I thought I was gonna be able to hold it together better than I did, and I wasn't able to. Toward the end, I was able to because my family was in there, and I felt like I had to at least kind of be a little strong for them a little bit. But one thing that I thought about is I I never took any pictures with my grandmother, and seeing her in that casket, and when that casket closed on me, when that casket closed on her, I mean, it made me think. And it made me wish that I had at least one good picture of me and her that I could print up and just have around the house or have in one of the vehicles, something that I could just look at all the time. Granted, I have plenty of pictures of her that I can look at, just to remember her. But I just wanted to get that out there. Like, man, if you got loved ones out here, old or young, man, take as many pictures and videos as you can, man, because when the casket closed on them, that's it. It's no more opportunities to take pictures and what I'm saying, have memories that you can cherish with your loved ones. So yeah, man, if you're not big on pictures like me, try to get into it. So but off that, man, I'm gonna get right into it. So it's a lot of people that are interested in the market, but they don't really know, they don't have enough information yet on investing. So I've been thinking about how can I kind of simplify it for y'all. How can I simplify investing for my people in the best way that I can, that and what I came up with is I'm gonna teach my people about ETFs. So we all know ETFs is an exchange traded fund. What that is it's a security or stock, well, it's a fund which is a security that has multiple individual companies in it. So instead of going into the market and purchasing different companies one by one, share by share, which is still cool, I do it. For a beginner, it's going to be easier for you to set up your portfolio by investing in ETFs. So you're going to put your money into these funds and you don't have to sit at your computer or look at your phone all day because the fund literally works for you. So I've broken it down into 3 categories of ETFs. And this is what I want y'all to do. What I'm about to share with y'all today is December 14th, 2024. By the end of Q1 in 2025, I want y'all to have at least one share of each ETF that I'm about to share with y'all. I'm about to share with y'all 3 categories. And I want y'all by the end of Q1 in 2025, challenge yourself to invest in one fund from each category. Y'all got that? That makes sense? Okay, cool. So this is what we're going to do. So as we know, like investing is, and I'm going to read from my notes. So investing is the way that you're going to get your financial freedom. It's no other way around it. Whether it's the stock market, it's in real estate, it's in a kennel, you do taxes, anything that you do, arts and crafts, you have to invest in order to create financial freedom. So I choose to invest in the stock market, but whatever you invest in, you have to, that's your way for financial freedom and how you build generational wealth. Perfect example is, I'm gonna give y'all an example. If you save $500 a month, you take $500 out of your paycheck, however you get your money. If you take $500 a month for 12 months, so every month out the year, you save $500 and you do that for 20 straight years, you'll have $120,000 cash, right? But if you invested $500 a month for 20 years with the average return of 13% from the last 10 years, you would have almost 500,000. To be exact, it'll be $400,442.52 to be exact. So let's go over that again. So the average return of these exchange traded funds, ETFs, aka ETFs, the average return for the past 10 years has been 13%. So, like I just said, $500 a month for 20 straight years. So that's you taking $500 and sitting it in a shoebox or sitting it in your bank, credit union, whatever, your savings account. That $500 every month for 20 years is going to save you $120,000. But if you took that same $500 every month for 20 years, for the same amount of 20 years, and you invested that $500 a month for 20 years into an ETF, with the average return that we've been getting for the last, we're just gonna do the last 10 years, you'd have almost 500,000. Which one is cooler to you? I like money. I'm gonna roll with the 500,000. Okay, so smooth. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna simplify investing for y'all. For some reason, it's easy for us to take our money and put our money into a shoebox or a savings account But a lot of people, when it comes to taking that same $500 or however much money and investing it, we're not too keen to that. We like to see our money, and I get it, but that's just not smart. And I used to be that person. I used to take my money, I'm put it in a shoebox, put it up, have me some shoebox money put up, right? So we got to get out of that way of thinking, and that's what that's the purpose of my YouTube channel and this Discord that I'm coming up with, that I'm working on. But the purpose of my YouTube channel and Up One Investing, period, is to bring awareness about the stock market to our people. Because we scared of it for some reason. And I get it. But everybody we scared of what we don't know. We're humans. I get it. So I'm trying to do my part and introduce it to our people and let them know and show, improve, and grow with y'all. And just show that we can do it, and it's easy. It's not as difficult as people think. You know, we've done a million things in our life, a million dumber things, more riskier things with our money than investing into the stock market. I know I have. So I smooth. So we're gonna get right into it. The number one ETF, and I hope y'all got a pen and paper because we're gonna be a little minute today, but I'm gonna give y'all some good game. And remember, everything that I tell y'all, anything that I ever tell y'all, do not take my word. I want y'all to fact check what I say. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, and go from there. My job is to lead y'all to it, is to show y'all the way. You know, it's just, that's my job. I don't get no money from this. I get a sense of reward. That's my reward from doing these videos and stuff, because I'm sharing it and I'm not a gatekeeper. I want everybody to make this money. So I'm doing the best that I can do in this, giving y'all the information that I have, which you can go find anywhere, just like I did, reading books and these YouTube channels. I would recommend the Wall Street Trapper and Earn Your Leisure. Ian Dunlap, those guys are smooth as hell. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, so the number one, write this down. The number one, the number one ETF, the first ETF that I'm gonna give y'all, is, and I call this is the first category that we're gonna go to. This is this is gonna be this first category is gonna be the fundamental ETF. The fundamental ETF is safe. The returns are consistent. It's a long history of performance. We're talking about from the 30s, from the 50s, from 1950 to 2000 till now. It's secure during recessions. When the recessions hit and the stock market went down, this ETF came back with a vengeance, and it reached all-time highs. And it's still, right now, I'm still invested in it. The top investors are invested in it, and I swear by it. So the number one ETF that I'm gonna give y'all is called VOO. The ticker is VOO, VOO, by Vanguard. This ETF, it tracks the S&P 500, right? All right, smooth. So it tracks the S&P 500, in which, if you don't know, the S&P 500 is 500 of the biggest companies in the USA, in America. So you simply purchase one share of VOO, VOO. That's the ticker symbol. Type that in your brokerage app. VOO. You purchase one share, and you now own all. Now you're invested into all of these companies that's within that ETF. Do your own research. So you're gonna, and there's 3 rules to investing in ETFs. Rule number 1: Pick a category. Rule number 2, figure out what your goal is when it comes to investing. And rule number 3, which is probably the most important, be consistent. Stay consistent with your investments. When the stock market is up, when the stock market is down, invest. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. All right. So, from the year 1950 to 2024, this ETF that I'm telling y'all about, VOO by Vanguard, VOO, has had a positive return on investment of 74% for 1-year holders. So what that means is from 1950 till now, 2024, if you held this ETF for just 1 year, 74% of the time, your ROI was positive. And it get a little smoother than that. There was an 83% positive return on investment for the investors that bought this company and held it for 5 years. So 1 year, you bought this company and you hold it for 1 year, there's been a 74% positive return on your investment. Hold it for 5 years, there's been an 83% positive return on investment. Held it for 10 years, 92% positive return on your investment. Here's the kicker though. For every investor that's bought this ETF and held it for 20 years, 100% of the time they got a positive return on their investment. And this is a fact. Like I say, fact check everything I say. Everything I say, I do research, hours and weeks of research. Ain't gonna just be out here just talking just to talk. But like I say, do your own research. So if you bought this ETF and you held it for 1 year, 74% of the time, you got a positive return. If you held it for 5 years, 83% of the time, you got a positive return. If you held it for 10 years, 92% of the time, you got a positive return. If they held it for 20 years, 100% of the time, they got a positive return on your investment. All right. And so I'm gonna give y'all another one too. So VOO, VOO, that's my favorite. And it tracks the S&P 500. But there's another one by Vanguard. It's called VTI. VTI. That's the ticker symbol that you would type into your brokerage app to find this ETF. VTI by Vanguard. This one tracks the total US stock market. So you got VOO, VOO, which tracks the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in the United States of America. Then on the other hand, you got VTI by Vanguard, which tracks the entire US stock market. So VTI is a pretty good one. They consistent, they silent, but my favorite of the two is VOO. So like I say, look into that, do your own research. Yeah, and let's rock and roll like that, and choose which one is best for you. Whichever one, whatever fits your investing profile, your investing goals, choose whichever one. What works for me might not work for you. But choose whichever one fits your profile, whichever one fits your goals. Okay, bam. We're gonna get to category 2. This is what I put here. So for category 2, you got an ETF. You want to choose an ETF for optimal safety and optimal cash flow because of the consistent dividends given every quarter. And I don't know if y'all know that you can literally live off your dividends, but we about to get into it. And you never got to touch your investment. So it's two. I'm gonna give y'all two of these dividend paying ETFs that are my two favorite. You got VYM from Vanguard, and then you got SCHD from Charles Schwab. My favorite one is SCHD from Charles Schwab. It's my favorite, and I wrote this down. It's the Schwab ETF is my favorite one because it not only grows in price per share every year, but its dividend grows every year. On the past 10 year, the average return for this ETF has been alone. This ETF alone has been 11.5%. And every year, the share price increases, and every year the dividend price increases. So to kind of make it sound so you can so just follow me out right here. So with this ETF, and this is based off, this is not me coming up with stuff off the top of my head. This is actual numbers that I want you to go fact check me and look this up. So based off of the 11.5% return that this ETF SCHD by Charles Schwab has returned consistently over the last 10 years, hypothetically speaking, $50,000 into this ETF with the 10-year average return of 11.5%, that would be a return in 10 years. That would be a return of almost $150,000. So to be exact, it's $148,497.34. So bam, we got so far our first category that we're gonna set up in our portfolio is the foundational ETF, VOO. The second one, what we want to set up is one that creates optimal cash flow for us. We're gonna roll with, I choose to roll with SCHD by Charles Schwab. I gave y'all two. You got VYM from Vanguard, and you have SCHD from Charles Schwab. So again, you got your foundational ETF, and now category two is you want an ETF that's going to create optimal cash flow for you. Bam, let's get into how we get cash flow from here. I just gave y'all the numbers on it. The past 10 years is consistently giving a return of 11.5%. On top of that, every year the stock price grows and also the dividend grows. The dividend is what you're paid per share for. This company pays you for actually buying shares in it. Gives you a percentage of the profits. So okay, bam. So this ETF, SCHD, has a dividend of 3.5%. So 500,000 times 3.5% for the year. If let's just say somebody had 500,000 into times the 3.5%, that's $17,500 a year, which breaks down into free cash passive income of like $1,500 a month. So plug in your own numbers. Let's say you are one that have you invested in this company and you have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Plug in your own numbers and multiply that times the 3.5% dividend that you get from that company and break that down. You can literally live off of your dividends if you own enough shares of the company. So this ETF, is like anybody that invests into the stock market, they damn near swear by it, just like I do. It's a consistent dividend yield. And like I say, the share price goes up every year. The ETF is this one is gonna balance your portfolio because it invests in companies that's not going nowhere. These companies that's inside these ETFs, they're not going nowhere. For example, um, this SCHD by Schwab, this ETF, inside the ETF, when you buy that ETF, your money is allocated to Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Verizon, Chevron, Broadcast, Broadcom, Cisco Systems, and it's a couple more, you know what I'm saying, that you invest, and then they invested into so many different sectors in the stock market, industrials, financials, healthcare, information tech, utilities, communication, services, and a few more. But like I say it with me, balance. That's where your balance comes in in your ETF. So let's backtrack one more time before we go to the third and final category that I want y'all to set your account up with. Your first ETF in your portfolio should be your foundational ETF. I gave y'all VOO by Vanguard, VOO, tracks the S&P 500. The second one, you want one that creates optimal cash flow and is also safe. I gave y'all SCHD by Charles Schwab. You also get a dividend from it. They pay you for owning that company. And it also, not only does it give you optimal cash flow, it also it also balances your portfolio out. Now we're gonna go into the third type, the third category of ETFs that you should have in your portfolio. So this one that I'm about to give y'all, this third category is what you call a growth ETF. So write this down for your notes. There's three categories of ETFs that you want in your portfolio. You want a foundational ETF. You want an ETF that creates optimal cash flow and safety and balance. And then you want a growth ETF. Foundational, optimal cash flow, growth. All right, bam. Let's slide into the last one. So this third one that I'm about to give y'all for my favorite growth ETF, this one has the last 10-year span, each year, it's giving at least an 18.36% return on investment. Growth ETF, right? This ETF, it holds technology companies that's supposed to grow way faster than your normal company, such as this ETF. It has inside this ETF Tesla, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, semiconductor companies, and AI companies. So I'm gonna give y'all three of these. These are three growth ETFs. I'm gonna give y'all three of them, and then I want y'all to do y'all own research on it, and then I'm gonna give y'all my favorite one, the one I'm actually invested in. So you have VUG from Vanguard. You have SCHG from Schwab, and then you have QQQM from Invesco. And then you know what I give y'all four, because then you have MGK from Vanguard. So for growth stocks, I'm gonna give y'all four for growth ETFs, excuse me. You have VUG from Vanguard, SCHG from Schwab, QQQM from Invesco, and MGK from Vanguard. My number one growth stock, my number one growth ETF, hands down, is QQQM from Invesco. QQQM M from Invesco. Soon I'm gonna learn how to put all them slides and stuff up so I can just put it on the screen and be all fancy like these fancy YouTubers. But just work with me. Y'all stay down with me. I promise I'm gonna get better at this. But anyway, so QQQM Invesco from Invesco, it holds all the big companies like I mentioned earlier. Tesla, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all that. And just like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the second category that I gave y'all, which is the an ETF that is going to create optimal cash flow for you because of the dividend payments. When you go do your research, you're gonna find a plethora of different companies that have a higher dividend yield. You're gonna find companies that pay you bigger dividends every quarter. But it's not about, don't chase the dividend yields, don't chase dividends, chase consistency and consistent performance over 10 to 20 years. You want to see that dividend price growing. You don't want to see it going up one year, down one year. You want a consistent growth for 10 to 20 years in not only the share price, but also in the dividend price. So you can find different companies, different ETFs that's going to have a bigger dividend return than the one that I gave y'all. But if you look into the financials, who's the safest? Who's been more consistent for 10 to 20 years? Do your own research. So just like this growth ETF, QQQM from Invesco, you're gonna find different ETFs that grow in a with a higher appreciation. You're gonna find there's plenty ETFs out there that have a higher appreciation, plenty growth ETFs that have a higher appreciation than QQQM. But don't chase the companies that have a higher dividend yield or a greater appreciation. You want to chase consistency and safety. So let's get into QQQM real quick, real simple. It got a long history of consistent returns. And honestly, that's really all you need to know about QQQM. I want y'all to do the rest of y'all research. I want y'all to, excuse me, I want y'all to do y'all own research on the three ETF on three the ETF categories, which is foundational, VOO, and then you have one that's going to create optimal cash flow, and then you want to have one that is a growth stock, which is aggressive. It's going to go get the money. And the last thing that I'm gonna give y'all is how you balance your money, how you break it up, if you how you spread it in throughout these ETFs. For me personally, each ETF gets a third. So the most important thing is being consistently investing. I invest when the market is up. I invest when the market is down. So for me, like I said, my portfolio breakdown is 1/3 in each ETF category. Consistently, no matter if the market is up, no matter if the market is down, I'm investing my money. And I'm dollar cost averaging every single chance I get. If you want more aggressive returns, then go heavier, put more of your money into growth stocks. If you want more cash flow, put more money into your dividend ETFs. If you want to just save and coast by, put more of the money into foundational ETFs. And it's that simple. The good thing about any ETF is you don't have to actively be in front of your phone and you don't have to watch it. You put your money in there and you let the funds work for you. These exchange traded funds, they work for you. So, and it's a great way to diversify your portfolio because within each ETFs, there's so many companies that your money is allocated to. This sector, tech may be up, real estate may be, healthcare may be down, but all of your money isn't in one sector. So your money is fluctuated and it's balanced. It's balanced because when this is up and this is up, everything is up. When this is down, these companies over here that you own in these ETFs are up. So you balance, you have balance. So I'm gonna end that. I'm gonna end this video with set your portfolio up with 3 ETFs that's gonna do the work for you. Trust me on this and do your own research, please. A foundational ETF, a cash flow ETF, and a growth ETF. You cannot go wrong. You will not go wrong. This has been the blueprint for years, long before I got into the market, long before I was even thought of. If you don't have a brokerage account, I'm gonna post my link in the comments. Click it, get you some free shares, and let's go. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with somebody that's interested in getting into the market. Turn your notifications on because I'm gonna keep on coming at y'all with that with that work. You know what I'm saying? Up One Investing. We're gonna keep on getting this money. I hope y'all have y'all portfolio set up for the market, for the time the market opens this Monday. And do not forget, I challenge each and every one of y'all to own at least one share of each ETF that I gave y'all. One share, one ETF from each category by the end of quarter 1. That's plenty of time. That's plenty of time to own at least one from each category. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with me. Peace.